All right, Steve. We live in a world today with an increasing number of warning signs and labels and ominous words of caution. It seems that more is always better as we try to err on the side of caution. But is it better, or have we passed the point of diminishing returns? Even here in Montana, where people tend to be more self-reliant, the warnings are still prevalent and in some cases a head-scratcher, like these signs up at Bridger Bowl ski area. Never go alone? Really? I guess our last speaker, Jonathan, didn't get the memo. Or how about this sign along the Tuckerman Trail next to Bozeman Creek? Do we need to be warned about drop-offs along our hiking trails? In 5 years, will we have signs reminding us that tree roots and rocks are tripping hazards? Today, virtually every product has a warning label, some of them an insult to our intelligence. But if your focus is to always be better safe than sorry and to avoid a lawsuit, you'd never have the nerve to eliminate these labels. And so there's a ratcheting effect taking place. At every level of the Bozeman downtown parking garage, the signs shouted us to watch out. Definitely good advice in a garage and in life, but do we need signs to tell us that? Don't we already know it? With all the graphic stuff that you see on television, do we need to be cautioned about tobacco depictions? I'll bet right now there's somebody out there trying to rename the Tobacco Root Mountains so that we don't, God forbid, glamorize smoking. In 2009, the federal government began to warn us about consuming certain raw and undercooked foods. These are the same folks who gave us the original food pyramid that worked out so well. And what's their definition of an undercooked egg? Well, according to their chart, the only egg that's safe to eat is over hard. How many of you here tonight realize that our beloved Main Street over Easy is named after a significantly undercooked egg? And how about the use of the word safe? Engineers get asked all the time, is my building safe? And the premise of the question is that being safe is like being pregnant. You either are or you're not. But no, safety is a relative term. It's like warmer and colder. And engineers love to use redundancy to make things safer. But even with all the redundancy in the world, you can still run out of toilet paper at a certain restaurant in Red Lodge. Prompted by risk managers and plaintiffs' lawsuits, we're trying to design a world that's with zero risk and zero liability, to the point where we're trying to make things idiot-proof. But you can't fix stupid. Ralph Waldo Emerson, in his classic argument for self-reliance, lamented the fact that we are becoming timorous, desponding whimperers. We are afraid of truth, afraid of fortune, afraid of death, and afraid of each other. And that was 180 years ago. The warnings are ubiquitous and often silly, to the point that we quickly ignore them, or if there's a lot of fine print, we don't even read it. But they are unrelenting. Whatever happened to the adage, less is more? If you've ever been on a busy construction site, the backup beepers for the heavy equipment create a nonstop wall of sound that's the equivalent of white noise. You just immediately tune it out. The only thing it does is give you a headache. Many of our warning signs scold us in a heavy-handed and humorless fashion. And when state highway departments began to put up funny signs that actually broke the monotony and got your attention, the federal government quickly cracked down on them. Safety is no joking matter. Automobiles now have more computing power than the spacecraft that landed on the moon. But some of the symbols on your dashboard are a total mystery to me. I don't understand them. And what about our kids? Are we raising a generation of kids that are so protected from and so worried about the dangers around them that they grow up ill-prepared to fend for themselves? I'm not advocating for callous indifference, but I am arguing that the pendulum has swung too far, and we're creating a society where people are less alert, less self-reliant, and more naively trusting that someone supposedly wiser than us is looking after our safety. Another downside to the relentless messaging and often exaggerated warnings is that it clouds our ability to discern the real legitimate hazards that are out there in life. And lastly, there's an economic cost to this nonsense. So perhaps we can relearn the value of self-reliance and of being alert and teach our children to do likewise. Perhaps we can wake up and just watch out for ourselves. Thank you.